Hello guys and welcome back. We have the last match of the week for the DPC, and as per usual, the best is saved for last. Hopefully that rings true for this series, as Beastcoast and Hokori will be duking it out. This was the tiebreakers last season. This was the top two teams last season, but Hokori is going through a bit of a slump. Ever since they decided to fire Steeny, the team has never... No. The team last season was looking really good, but they lost their 4, Tio Licor, and now they replaced him with El Misho, who was their 4 in the first season and for a long time, so they should be of equal skill, but they haven't been able to find their footing just yet with a current score of 0-2. They also picked up a new coach. This coach is currently a caster for 4D and also a well-known player by the name of Flapjack, 9k, top 100 immortal kind of guy, good support player, never made it to DPC. Terrible person, though, and I will say that on record. But besides that, very, very good coach, and they're hoping to make a turnaround as they're trying to adapt their drafting style to the new meta. Beastcoast, they come from a loss against Wolf Team. Astini, you got to meet Wolf Team. You got to know a lot of their players. Did you expect them to be able to beat Beastcoast if you asked you last season?
I would not say expect, but I know they can beat any team.
Okay.
They were pretty good in the past. It's a matter on being on like on the best they can reach, and like the best they can reach is a lot. They could beat anything on the region. It's just a matter of getting like understanding the meta, because the players, they're pretty capable of winning against not only any SA team, but I think Wolf is a team that could do well on international stage.
Oh, that's the answer I wanted. And in case you guys think Astini is biased because he's Brazilian, if anything, he's biased against it. And if you've ever seen his social media, he is pretty critical of the SAC. So this rings true if you praise his Wolf Team. Kips, you got to watch a little bit of Hokori last season. I know you were one of the people that were impressed, much like everyone on this panel, with their picks and their drafting order. What do you think could be leading to the slump? What could lead a team to just change a single player and start to have some issues?
I'm not even sure if that's something though, because they've got
nice.
Back, right? And most of the was not getting wiped, and most of the series that they lost, they looked decently competitive even in the games that they did lose. So like maybe it's just as simple as, all right, we change out a player who was important for maybe our shot calling, maybe something else, and we are in an adjustment period, which unfortunately, since the field is so close, pushes them just a little bit lower. Like I'm not sure if there's any reason for worry just yet.
Thank you for that reasonable response. A proper Northern European speaking to a too overexcited Southern European here. Astini, tell me then, what do you think the strength have been of Hokori as someone who coached them as well, and something they could abuse against Beastcoast?
What they could abuse against Beastcoast? That's
you're
hard.
the king.
That's hard.
You're the king of countering Beastcoast. You made a whole video about it, Astini. Come on.
Yeah. But I don't think they have the play style that counters Beastcoast, that they are constantly like pressuring the enemy team. It feels like Hokori, they play better with like some timings. Let's say when they play that Undying Shaman strategy, that they go Roche and they have their timings. And Beastcoast, you need to pressure all the time.
What do you think of this though? This is pressure. Dawnbreaker, Skyreth Mage.
Definitely is. And one thing is like Beastcoast, they lost 3 matches and the 3 of them were against Tiny. So it's not surprising that because they didn't ban, that they guarantee on the very first phase. I'm just worried about the Bloodseeker on Actor, because the hero he most love to play. And if you have a nice lane against Skyref, you're just gonna be like getting regen out of less hits, and then you just like kill the purpose of Sky, constantly pressuring your heroes. So I'm curious to see if they guarantee that Bloodseeker on first phase, or if they're gonna prioritize any other heroes.
That would be pretty bold. I don't think I've seen Beastcoast pick Hector 0 first phase ever, unless it was like a Juggernaut.
Yeah, and then they lose as well. That's the classic. Juggernaut into loss is a very big Beastcoast combo, yeah. But you are right. They usually pick it much later.
They have the Bloodseeker at least once in the major now, actually, that I look at. But that's, and they might just be considering it. Like, I do agree with Astini that if all you're concerned about is just getting the momentum going, and the Bloodseeker can certainly outfarm a whole bunch of... no.
That's completely different.
No.
All right, change your tune, Viper. Sorry, Viper. Kip, so what?
Oh, yeah, the Viper. I'll change my tune,
no?
alright. Because this is the... I mean, I want to say win lane, lose game hero, but he's not even really winning lanes right now. And the Viper Tiny opening... What was the game? I was watching Team Liquid. Team Liquid opened with a Tiny Viper and then tried to get away with a sniper afterwards. Because you have zero AoE control with this, right? And it really limits what kind of carries you can pick afterwards. Now, luckily, I do think that Hector is not about to pick like a drow and a sniper unless he really has to, but it's it feels bad.
Maybe they're like copying the opening that won against them from Tempest. They went Tiny Viper. Basically, you're flexing your draft a lot because Tiny can be mid, can be 4. Viper can be played as position 3, also as position 5, especially in South America, you see a lot. So, let's say Viper a very strong laner, so you won't have like Hokori running at you on the early game, and that will allow Hector to hit his timings. Maybe that's the idea here.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, Beastcoast is one of the teams best suited to dispatch, I think. Like, we see every single team go earlier and earlier with their draft timings, and Beastcoast is already in a position where they are not afraid to literally pick 4 supports if they think it's going to get Hector to a good game. So, yep, this certainly fits them better than most other teams.
I mean, it's true. That's what Beastcoast has been doing for 3 years, though. That's why. It's not like they figured it out. It's just that's what they do every time.
No, exactly, which makes it even stronger. They don't have to talk about this. They just did this already.
Every time you ask Beastcoast what do you think the playstyle is this patch, they go forward at 1, obviously. What other playstyle could you have in this patch?
I'm also surprised by the Dawnbreaker on Hokori. I've been looking. The last time they played the hero was 8 months ago with Mr. Jeans on the hero. And then they played twice more 10 months ago with Elmisha and Gardic, and they lost both. So this lineup has never won with a Dawnbreaker, so I'm curious about like what they're trying with the hero. Is it a position 5? Is it a position 3?
So Dawnbreaker
curious.
Is a hero that's been very popular, in especially Eastern Europe has been playing a lot. North America's playing it a lot, but SA has been a little bit more missing here. What is your theory about that, Astini? Why do you think these players don't prefer her as much?
I think Dawnbreaker is really good if you know like how to split the map, how to play more lanes, shove waves, because the hero can always connect on team fights. Somehow same as Io. So it's, let's say Io, all Chinese teams, they know how to play Io because they know really well how to deal with waves, how to play the map. And South America Dota, it seems more like you just want your hard carry to carry the game. So you're not so worried about like waves controlling the map. You just want to farm in one hero and create kills on the other 4. So there's no much point that you have like a Dawnbreaker that can be shoving a wave and join this team fight, because you want position 3 like front lining on engagements.
Okay, yeah, that's fair enough. I think that's a good good theory. As they pick up the Clockwork now, so this Dawnbreaker is definitely a core. Okay, now Astini, final question about Dawnbreaker. I'll leave you alone. 2 or 3 then, if you're seeing her as a core, or even 1.
I need to see more heroes, but
okay, so you think she's still big flex?
Yeah.
Okay.
It will be interesting to see as 1 actually. I'm curious to see like human playing this hero, and also it could fit because then you have like a hard carry farming that can join team fights. This could make sense.
What if Vitaly is actually one of those undercover Clockwork players though?
He is. Everyone in SA thought Clockwork was off lane until like a year ago, and they were like, oh, actually, this is crap. But they were still playing it. So I assure you they practiced it.
Yeah, and I mean, it would feel really good to run it as a support hero though as well. You just roam together with the Skywrath mage, you connect on whatever lane you want, and then, you know, if you need more damage, you bring the Dawnbreaker in. If you don't, he just farms away.
But Kips, my question is on the other side of the draft. Because I thought Clockwork was a counter to Snapfire, yet they picked it into him. Why, Kips? Why?
Why? I mean, it goes both ways. Like, sure, the Clockwork can definitely cancel out the Snapfire, but at the same time, Snapfire cookies people out of cogs. especially if you don't want to build a 4-staff on any of the heroes that are already on the table, and neither Tiny or Viper particularly wants to do that in this day and age. Yeah, but just get her. Snapfire is also really good still versus the Wraith Pact, which is why she's seen her resurgence, I think.
Fair enough, actually. That's a good point.
And I think, like... Go ahead.
No.
Like,
you go,
Skyref, he's really well countered by a 4-staff. And Snapfire has embedded 4-staff, so already it's hard to get kills with Skyref ultimate. Of course, the hero has a lot of utility with the silence, especially now that we see a Void Spirit. But basically already countering this Clockwork Skyref combo with the cookie save.
Single hero.
Now with a Void Spirit, it should confirm our worst fears or dreams or whatever you like, which is that Snapfire will be for Whisper, usual pick for him. Stinger will play the Viper, and the Forest for Schofield Tiny.
Which will leave them with a very nice template to put any kind of carry on top of, although I do think that their area control is a little bit lacking.
Fair enough. Does Void Spirit cover that? Maybe he goes for Ags. There's still the air control of silence a little bit.
Yeah. It's great versus Skywrath mages of this world, right? The Skywrath is a little bit annoying to play around, but we saw that with the Puck earlier, like in the previous game actually, where these backliners are a problem until you take a nuking mid laner that can just step on top of them. And now this, between like the Snapfire and the Void Spirit, this guy's game is actually very hard now.
Oh, okay. Hokori is good Terrorblade.
Fair.
Alright. Astini, is this a good Terrorblade game? Because I know you're not a fan of the hero right now.
I don't like much the hero, honestly. And I think there's enough burst for him. There's silence with the Void Spirit, so Manta is not enough because there are 2 silences with Agonies. So you need somehow Manta for the early game, you need BKB, you cannot build so much into damage. There's Tiny with the repositioning. You want like Clock to be jumping on a hero and Skyref to burst that target, so it's really hard for the team to fight around the Terrorblade. On that sense, Dawnbreaker sounds quite decent because a hero that can fight around the Terrorblade, but overall, I don't like the hero.
It feels a little bit disconnected now, doesn't it? Like with the Terrorblade being a really stand and fight kind of hero, and the rest being all initiation based. It's kind of the TB once he stands, he kind of stands alone because his team can't really do anything else than counter initiate after he already gets gone on. Like that'll be the best case scenario for the base siege if that ever comes.
Yeah, and I'm surprised they didn't ban the Bloodseeker and Beastcoast didn't pick it yet. I don't know if there's something wrong with the hero in this meta, but I thought it was a good meta for the hero with like salves being partially gone and the hero has his healing ways.
They pick it, man. It's just that the match against TB for Bloodseeker is pretty bad, though.
Yeah, it is. I mean, but maybe this is the same kind of case as where I thought that, you know, Warlock would be everywhere immediately, and instead it's really only in China, and everybody else is picking Dazzle, and I don't know why.
No, Bloodseeker is being picked, though. It's been picked fair amount in all regions, though. So Astini's on the money there. He's right. It's just that, you know...
Yeah, no, not anymore.
Yeah.
Not anymore for sure. So what do you do? Naga has been taken out. I really like that ban. Because with the Underlord ban there from Beastcoast is a pretty big indication that they wanted to go for something illusion based there. And now Beastcoast is in a pickle.
Nothing's left that's illusion based though. Spectre, that's the one.
This one, the one I was gonna say.
The classic quintessential question: who wins the core-to-core matchup, TB or Sven?
I think it's better for TB, actually. It used to be better for TB.
Oh yeah.
People answer both sides though. Honestly, it depends on who you ask. Like HFN was a big fan of the TB. Of Sven, and RDO was a big fan of TB, and they would like clash on this. For example.
Interesting.
I can go. Sorry.
I find it really hard to root for Sven against anybody who builds a Scotty.
Yep. Hector doesn't agree though. Hector thinks Sven beats TB. But Hector also told me Wraith King is has a good core-to-core against TB, so, you know, maybe take it with a grain of salt.
I guess his perception of the matchup is then fully based on farming speed. Stini, please go.
Yeah, I would say if ask Hector, he's gonna say Wraith King has good matchup against any hero, and if ask RDO, he's gonna tell that TB has a good matchup against any hero. Like those are the heroes they play every single day, you know. So you know how to itemize for every single matchup.
All right, Stini, then, as you give us a little bit of flame, what's the what's the draft? Which one are you liking more, Stini? Where are you gonna put your biscuits on today?
It seems even draft, so I would favor Beastcoast. They seem to be the better team, and yeah, I don't like TB on this meta, even though TB won the game that we watched, 1-1, lost one, but I don't like the hero where it stands.
Kips?
I'm gonna say Hokori. I like the TB matchup versus the Sven. I also think that this is actually looking to be a pretty nice Ember Spirit game, where you can dodge pretty much anything that gets thrown at you. And yeah, your supports are going to have to sacrifice a little bit for you, but I think after the Snapfire pick comes out, they were mentally ready for that. So, give me Hokori.
Okay, we'll see who's right within our panelist. Is it Astidi with the Beastcoast, 0-3 today, master of curses, or Kips, who's now joining this game? And we're gonna start counting our score now with our match on Hokori. I'm gonna go to our wonderful casting pair, which includes myself, which now feels very narcissistic to say that, but it also includes a guy who used to be a panelist, now an analyst. It's Winter Dota. Hello, Winter. So excited to be casting with you again.
Hello, hello.
Hello. I see you're wearing the right shirt. You're very prepared for SA. Mineski, well-known SA organization. Thank you for dressing appropriately.
You're welcome. I did that just for you, you know.
Did you just tilt me? You know I have shirts
Yeah,
for you. I have,
you want one? I have some spares. You can have one the next time we meet.
Do you actually? I would love
Yeah, I have a couple of those.
We can exchange. I can give you Hokori shirt actually. Oh, you're not getting any. I'm sorry, producer. All right, Winter. What could you tell me about this match? What draft are you favoring here?
I kind of like the overall setup that Beastcoast have at the moment, and I'm also not a true believer of Skywrath as a hero against all these like Snapfire cookie. I feel like to win as Skywrath, it's pretty difficult because the hero has a lot of weaknesses. You have a lot of counters in the game, and he's not very reliable as a DPS hero on a support position.
Okay, I can see that. What other DPS position, like DPS supports, would you like more as a comparison? As a 4,
Zeus.
mind you. You like Zeus, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So what's the advantage of picking a Skywrath over Zeus, we would say?
I think Zeus at the moment is like more reliable in terms of doing deep damage, and you have an escape. Like the mobility change is like the biggest part of why Zeus is so good at the moment.
Right. Stinger, by the way, is being chased down. Concussive shot will hit him. Vitali, another hammer, and Stinger could be dying here. Stormhammer has been used, but Garda commits that battery assault and will be getting the kill on Stinger. First blood going for the position 5 Clockwork, who also went for the headdress build. Lovely.
Everyone does that nowadays. It's just better than going for the standard the salve, or you buy 2 extra salve.
No, I agree, but on 5s it's less common. At least in SA they don't buy it as much. It's more on the 4s. As you can see, Stinger, he went for the full stats build here, or rather just getting some more mana. He's suffering a lot though as a result.
I mean, Viper is kind of like a different scenario because you abuse so much of your mana to do damage. So then it doesn't make sense that you go headdress.
Thank you for explaining it to me, Winter. I was doubting myself. What do you think Viper can do in this lane though against the Dawnbreaker Skywrath mage? Is it a good lane for the Viper 5?
Yeah, with the Sven, I think when Viper is paired with a very aggressive hero that has a stun or a disable, the lane becomes easily killable.
And there we go, that's what Winter was talking about. Vitali will die, but Hector actually getting the last hit. So even giving it to the carry, well done. Claps, claps, claps.
Yeah, this lane should have, they should have no problem at all, like farming this lane. And top lane, you see also TB being very, very aggressive in the laning phase right now. With the changes to the meta, you get 30 damage at level 1.
And Hector could die as well. They hit him with a stun, and one last hit will do the trick. Vitali will get 2. Tips Hector afterwards. Okay, Vitali.
Yeah, that's like a byproduct of what happened previously. They used up a lot of their HP and mana to get the kill, and then he kind of had to wait for the Viper to get back to the lane, to die and get back to the lane. But just got a little too cocky there. Hey, surprise.
I don't think Hector has ever waited in his life. He gets really stressed out and he misses like a lane of assets.
So I guess he's the like a classic anti-mage player. You want to have every CS in the lane.
Yeah, he is. I mean, I would say that for him is more the Spectre. That's the hero he does that with, but yeah, it's entirely that. He gets very stressed out if not.
You guys were like talking about the matchup, right? Like the Sven against Terrorblade matchup.
You want to talk about that? Yeah, what's your take?
Like I feel like early game, like 20 minutes, alright?
Sorry, Garnic is... Yeah, he's being killed. Nice scatterblast. Yeah, well done.
Like I think pre 20 minutes, like Sven should have some advantages. But after late game, when Terrorblade has a lot more items, it's always gonna be hard for Sven because Terrorblade is gonna have a lot more armor. He has the Sunder. You can't burst him in your initiation. He's just going to get the Sunder off, and there you go. That's your matchup. It's all about the timing window. Sven is gonna be stronger, faster.
Okay, yeah, that's actually what Hector told me as well. That's what he thought. That's why he thought the Sven was better, because it's up to you to lose that matchup essentially, right? If you put enough pressure, you always win. Which is
I guess a very
basic way.
You can put it that way. It's still in your hands how you play the first 20 minutes of the game. How do you rotate? I feel like as a Sven against Terrorblade matchup, your mindset has to change. You need to be looking for more opportunities to come into the fights, to do something, to take a tower. Whereas the Terrorblade is more like, I have a good matchup. I want to just make sure I don't die. I keep farming, I keep scaling, and eventually I'm going to win the game.
Right. I want to know now, what is that timing that you think is a turning point between... sorry, C-Smile's dying in the mid lane. Slide of Fist. We'll get him. There we go. C-Smile went a bit too hard. Luck kills him. But what do you think is the item that changes this matchup around? Assuming they both have like somewhat equal farm, what do you think? Is it the Skadi and the TP, or what is the...
Yeah, Skadi. Skadi is definitely, I feel like the most key item to change this matchup around, because you get Kaita as Sven after, then you're gonna be miserable in the fights. And for the Sven, it's more like maybe your blink with the BKB timing, Stinger in trouble, easy kill.
Yeah. Losing Stinger, I don't know if they can take Hector down though. Vitaly is out of mana, and if he uses Soul Ring, he will just die. So okay, he chooses not to. I like that choice. No need to dive here. But a good early game for Hokori.
Sometimes it's actually better to leave the other guy at half HP than to kill him. You know what I mean, for the lane? Like he can't farm anyway. Right. Like if you kill him, he comes back, then he's full HP, full mana, he can farm.
Oh, that's true. It's true actually. Yeah. So he's afraid to die, and that actually puts more pressure onto it than killing him.
Yeah. And you trying to kill him will also expend a lot of resources from your part, so it might not be worth it.
Like for example, right now.
Yeah, right now.
Yeah, Vitaly died to the poison attack, and that's a kill. Stinger's like, El Misho, where you going, buddy? No armor on El Misho, no magic resist, no HP. Goodbye.
Okay, you can blame me. I'm the curse.
No, you said exactly what was going to happen. You're just a really good analyst, Winter.
Thank you. I don't know if you're sarcastic, but...
Not at all. By the way, I want to apologize. In a tweet, I called you TI winner, and I did not mean that sarcastically. I just misspoke. I just said that preemptively.
Breakfast on you?
Yeah, breakfast on me. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. C-Smile is being corralled here, and he just goes back to the lane. They had no plan to attack him. Cool. Who's... Sorry, go ahead.
Nah, you go ahead. I was just gonna mention that the catapults are gonna be done. The catapult timing is gonna be over for mid lane and top lane. Terrorblade pops his meta again.
Yep.
But doesn't really get doesn't really get a chance to kill because the setup wasn't good enough. But I feel like we've seen like a lot more Terrorblade picks because of the changes to the lane. You know.
Viper's dead. That was easy. What do you mean the changes to the lane? Like the salve?
His laning is like not that. The meta and I think the refraction was a bit older change. Went up to 5 seconds at level 1.
Yeah. They're killing him though. It is meta, dude. Didn't matter. Now that's a curse. That's an actual curse. Gardic He manages to make it out, but C-Smile is chasing after him. They want to turn this into a potential tower push. Can they do this? C-Smile through the trees he goes. Astral Steps heads up for the Aether Remnant. The Simile now hits him. Gardik in trouble. We have a cookie hit. Gogeta does not have enough mana for anything, and in fact, thanks to a Dawnbreaker healing, Gardik will survive. It's now Whisper who's in trouble, but the Starbreaker misses the last hit. Whisper still trying to go for the Clockwork kill. C-Smile starting to retreat. The Rocket Flare actually scouts him. Whisper will die to this Flame Guard, apparently. And the last auto attack will finish him off as a Sleight of Fist kills off C-Smile. That was not the play.
Yeah, sometimes you forget about like DB, you know, like teams are still getting used to playing against DB. You have to calculate that there's always a +1 coming in. Okay, Viper is a -1 there. Easy kill for the illusion. Yeah, but you have to just bear in mind, you know, whenever you're playing against the DB, there's always that ultimate coming in, and you have to be very careful when you're making those aggressive dives.
Yeah, Beastcoast needs to change their chip now, but they probably have learned after this play. Right?
Yeah, that's a pretty big reminder.
Yeah. They're going for Vitali this time, though. That's okay. You can dive against Vitali because, you know, he's the one that's ganking anyway. I was going to ask you earlier, what do you think is the temple setup for Beastcoast, actually? Because if you talk about the early and everything, who's the one that's going to start to make the plays? Is it Snapfire? Do they play around the Void Spirit timings?
It's going to be a combination of the Void and the Snap. These two heroes are going to take turns fighting. Whenever you have our Multimus Kiss on the Snap, you're most likely going to be looking to participate, to try to set up something, or to just be there to dish out the damage. Whereas when you have down on your ultimate, you're probably going to be more on farming and let the Void Spirit lead the charge.
Stinger's been silenced. Battery Assault. Not able to kill him. This time they do have a point in cog, so Stinger's dead. Now, if you're Hokori, though, can you also do that? What are the heroes you're playing around, and can you play faster than Beastcoast?
Clockwork Sky is probably your go-to duo with the DB coming in with the ultimate. I think the DB ulti is something that they should always be looking to play around with. That's their majority of the team fight. I wouldn't consider Clockwork plus Sky team fight. They're more like pick-off, so they need like the DP to come in to provide with the healing, the AoE damage. So those are the things that they need to look around. Auspex, Vitali.
Yeah, there's no follow-up there. In fact, I think they just tossed into killing Whisper. Well, okay, they cancel the ultimate at least. A bunch of memes happening here. So many memes. The cookie goes the wrong way. Okay, Winter. Let's just move past whatever.
Well, let's just pretend that didn't happen.
Yeah, exactly. Let's just ignore that. Look at the carries farming. Look at TBE. Active meta just to farm a little bit faster. Sven's currently matching him, though.
Sven is actually going for... He's doing SMY first?
Yep.
Okay.
This is a very Hector build. He does do this a lot, actually.
I usually always see like the life drain item first, the mask, and then you build. So this game he's going for SMY into a Black King bar. I was more expecting that you want to get a lifesteal item, then you get BKB plus blink. Because you want to blink.
He rarely goes for that, actually. He's a bigger fan. Against a TP, he's a bigger fan of going like Ags as a later item and going Satanic as a later item rather than early lifesteal.
That's why I feel like part of the matchup is also which carry is able to get to the backlines. And like one advantage of Sven is I feel like against the other carries, it's like you can kill the other supports faster than the other carry can kill your supports, and that provides you with an advantage. Okay, never mind. Bye-bye.
Yeah, bye-bye Sven. This is the combo you were talking about. There's the Skyreth Mage plus the Clockwork. Skyreth Mage now being roasted ever so slightly. El Misha will avoid the last kiss somewhat, but killed off by C-Smile in the end. Gojira was also nearby. They punished him, but they still lost their carry in the process.
Yeah, he needed a cookie there. He needed a cookie for sure. But
they gave him Courier, though. That's good.
That's a consolation prize.
At least
but at the moment... Yeah, but at the moment, like both carries are still quite equal in terms of net worth, like just like 100 gold difference. But that's gonna favor Terrorblade because you feel more comfortable, you know, if the game is going like this for you and you're not far behind the Sven. The Sven is the one more concerned about creating an advantage at this point of the game.
What did I just witness? Why did I don't like to do that? And he actually took the double damage as well. That's ridiculous. Okay, the Dawnbreaker ultimate will come by. Whisper now being sold down by the hammer, hit by the Starbreaker. He's dead. At least it seems like C-Smile may out alive. No rune though to his name.
Yeah, and the voice spirit also has to be very careful when he's playing without a use against this Skyroth. He needs to be able to get the use, you know, before the next important engage. Otherwise, he's just gonna die every fight. He was just lucky there to get out.
Yep. Do you find that as the tower falls, you find the Yos is enough for you to fight though? Because Yos is kind of a dead item on Void Spirit. It's just a defensive item, right?
Yeah, but this game, what else are you gonna get to save yourself against the Sky? I feel like even though it's not that popular item, but it's okay this game against the Sky. I think Sky is like one of those heroes when you're playing the spirits you would consider because of the silence. You know, the use it's just a cheap item that allows you to survive.
Would you like it more than Zeus here, then?
Zeus, you mean compared to Sky in this game?
Yeah, in this game, yeah.
I mean, every game I would prefer Zeus over Skyroth.
Oh, there's not a single game where you'd consider Skyroth over Zeus? Okay. Wow.
Nah. I think Zeus just does everything much better except for the burst. But the burst from Skyroth is just way too unreliable.
Okay. Bold words, Winter. Calling Hokori bad for picking a hero over another one.
What? No, that's not what I said. I'm just comparing the hero.
I'm just saying, you know, if you think that choice was never correct, then it only stands to reason. Oh, they missed the hook shot. And Whisper actually blinks away from that shot. Sorry, the concussive shot as well. No shot at hitting Whisper, haha! As he shoots over his globes and hits and kills Onishi.
Space for my TV. That's what we always say when you create the fight and force the enemy to TP on the dead lane, and then the TP gets to your carry, whatever carry you have, gets to farm the ancients, the triangle, and you go to the lane. That's actually a pretty good trade in my opinion. If you are a support and you force that many TPs.
Okay, that's good. Sven was also farming though. Isn't that a concern for you, or is it less concerning? Because TP will eventually win.
Yeah, because of the matchup, I feel like you're more happy if you're the TP compared to the Sven. The Sven really wants to be up your face, force towers, you know, hopes his team can smoke into the triangle, punish the TB when he's hitting the ancients, but all those stuff is not happening right now. And Hokori is the one actually making a smoke here. They're trying to get the Sven with the same combo. Hook shot, nice.
Hook shot. Yeah, with the Mystic Flare once again, help with the Dawnbreaker.
Very, very nice.
And Hector dies. Okay, this combo's working out for them. Meanwhile, TB's still getting space, even if they're not playing in the dead lane this time.
I mean, you can talk about that combo as much as you want, but why is the Sven actually farming in that section? I feel like he should be farming in the triangle section. That would be the safer part, because if you look at the Radiance Vision, they have one ward on the top river, and that's pretty much it. You know, they don't really see too much, and if you go towards the bottom area, it means that you're playing in a dead lane for the Radiance side, which is not the right place that the Sven should be playing. Unless your team is around you.
Right. Oh, they actually your scepter. Oh, that's fine. But once you cover the ancient, right? Like what's the option for you? Like you cover the ancient, they've pushed out your top lane.
Yeah, you have to wait for your team to make a move on either side of the map. Then you have to assess the situation, whether you can farm top or bottom.
Okay, fair enough. That's Skyroth Mage now though, killed off by the two supports. Sorry, by the support and Whisper. As they also find Gardic here, but Gardic gets a nice little hookshot, and Analog wants to join the fray. And Abitani's here as well. They've rooted out this Void Spirit, no Yules, or didn't want to use it actually. As the Mortimer's Kisses finish off Gardic, a Whisper into the Scatter Blast. Yuma's here, activates meta. The Sven might be needed, or maybe just gonna sacrifice Whisper as well. A lot of space, buyback committed and everything. That's all they got, space for Sven to farm.
Why is the TV? I feel like the TV is like more active than the Sven. The Sven has his TPs on cooldown, so he couldn't come to the fight.
Oh, okay, that's why. That's why he didn't come by.
Yeah.
But now they're TPing for him. At least he took a lot of the aggressive farm, you could say.
I
don't know why would the Void Spirit not use himself to get rid of the chain?
I think it was just on cooldown. I didn't see it because he used it previously to remember he used his use on the Dawnbreaker in the earlier, like I think like 15 seconds ago, maybe around that. So it might be just.
Checking. I was in his inventory. The last 2 seconds.
He already had it. Okay, I didn't see.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
That's strange then.
And he was waiting for a big play. I don't know.
if you look at how the Radiant is playing right now, they're a bit antsy. You know, they lost their carry moments ago, and they tried to make like some kind of like a frustrated smoke, because you know you're not supposed to be in that position against the Sven against the TB matchup, and then they botch the smoke. They lose more heroes. This doesn't feel good at all. The smoke doesn't feel like, oh, it's time to smoke. The smoke feels like, shit, we're in trouble. We need to do something. That kind of smoke.
Right. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah. Let's see what else they can accomplish here, because it does seem like Hokori is just closing down their map.
They have to
much
take
more
back.
form.
They have to take back their triangle. This is not good. The Sven is getting minimal space to farm at the moment, and the Terrible is basically having the luxury to farm wherever he wants. They either have to get back their triangle, or they have to invade the Terrible's triangle at the moment.
Which is why they go for the invasion. I think it's easier a little bit, as Hector stays back and farms. They're not smoked though, so they're just hoping that there's no ward that saw them, and the ward did see them.
They have 3 good wards around that area to play and control the area. So, yeah, the Sven feels much more comfortable farming in the dead lane. The dead lane is not exactly the dead lane anymore now. It feels like the safe lane because of the vision and the positioning of his teammates.
Oh, okay, interesting. Yeah, does that make the top more of the dead lane then, as a result? Because they're all every team is there. Okay.
The dead lane changes all the time depending on the state of the game.
Of course, as they catch the Tiny. He's been silenced. There's the hammer, and the residual damage is going to be good enough. Plus a sleight of fist. Gojira is dead, but he is, I guess, making time for Sven to farm. And they take Roche. I think they slow.
With TB, yeah, not the best. Unless they have a medallion. I don't think anyone has a medallion right now.
No,
yeah, Clockwork doesn't have a medallion.
Yeah, it's the only hero you check, right?
Yeah.
Oh, they caught Void Spirit. There's the Yols, and in fact, Elmisho might have sacrificed himself for this. The healing is good enough, however. A break, the Starbreaker will actually catch poor Whisper, who will die for Elmisho. Stinger has been left behind, and the Searing Chains will guarantee this kill. As Gardik, too close to the Sven for his own comfort. There's still BKB on Sven. They want this quick kill on Gardik without committing resources, and they will get it. 2 supports for a 5 and a 3.
It just feels like they keep forgetting there's this DV. There's this DV they are initiating in a way where they are full committing on their cause and losing, getting into all these bad traits, you know. Like the Snapfire needs to, he needs to be able to scale as well to help this Sven against the TB, because the Snapfire has tools to clear the illusions later into the game. So I feel like she's gonna play an important part. If she keeps dying like this, then she's gonna be not very useful in the late game. So C-Smile gonna TP out there, just worried that a Clockwork or Skyraf or Mamilia, making a safe option.
Gardik got caught too as well, by the way. Scatterblast sends him out of the cogs. Gardik seems to be the pinata here for Beastcoast. They decided that he's the one that they're gonna kill all the time.
Yeah, but this is like okay, Gojira is dead too, but...
No? You spoke too soon.
Alright.
Why are you...
I was gonna say like...
The
Clockwork was like... he was warding like way. I mean, you feel like you're ahead, right, with the TB, but as a position 5, I don't think it's good at the moment in the meta. If you try to place wards too far away from your team and you feed for it, I actually feel like it's a very bad habit that a lot of position 5 players have, because whenever you die, even if you're ahead, it means that you're giving the opponent space, you know, breathing room to farm and to get something done, to set up something, place some of their vision, or maybe in some cases, if you die in a very bad timing, opponent can get rushed. It's really bad for a team. So I feel like whenever you're going on this warding mission and you're playing as a 5, you try to be as near to your team as possible instead of trying to do. I mean, I think a few patches ago you see position 5s do that a lot because it's okay before, but nowadays I feel like it's very important for you to play around your team with the vision as a position 5.
I'm interested then, how do you find that balance when you're giving vision that's useful enough, maybe aggressive enough, but you're also near your team? How do you find that balance exactly?
It comes from the communication within the player, among the players. I would say like what they want to do, where they are going next. Oh no!
No, he has BKB TP, but he can't. That's the hook shot. He's just trying to run away. That's his best bet. Trying to avoid the hooks, and he did it!
no!
Hector strafed him away, man! But now his team is nearby. They might have to sacrifice themselves for him. As the Void Spirit actually catches Misho from behind. Stinger died for this. Whisper up to the high ground. He tries to go, but doesn't have any cookies. And they caught Hector with a searing chains.
Alright.
Oh.
Oh no. It turned out okay for the Clockwork. Actually, it might even be better that he missed the hook shot. Everything ended well
They
for
got
them.
more people. Yeah. We still have C-Smile with an astral step here. It's 2 charges. Should be fine. He wants to clear the wave though as he gets out. Activates the haste rune. So does the Yules. He'll be okay.
Yeah, this game is like I think Hokori has half foot in the winner's circle at the moment with after they secure this Roshan. This Terrorblade is just becoming too hard for them to handle. They don't have enough tools to deal with him at the moment. The Sven is not ahead, and now they're gonna get another +1. Right, the Skywrath is definitely working out for them this game.
Yep. Indeed. That silence has been so impactful, honestly. Of course, the Mystic Flare with Clockwork also works well, and it's a nice combo. But I do think the silence, especially denying the Void Spirit's impact this game.
Or you could say that because he's forcing the Void Spirit to get a use in some way.
Exactly. Which is a terrible item these days.
Yeah,
It's just too slow.
Don't see many heroes buying that item anymore. It used to be so common, you know.
Yeah. I think Yules is fine, but in this damage-heavy meta, like, you much rather have Void Spirit go for, like, Witchblade than you do for the Yules.
Or even the Sage and Kaya in some games. I think that's also quite a nice item for Void Spirit. Yeah, but overall, but I'm not saying it's wrong for him to get used this game. I can understand why, because against Skywrath, you just need that.
Yeah, you have to.
That small item, that cheap item that allows you to survive. Otherwise, every team fight, you're just too worried, you know, to join in the team fight to go in. And as Void Spirit, you're one of the primary initiators for your team, so you kind of have to go in a lot of the times.
Yeah, 100%. No, you're totally right. And it's more. It's not your commentary on if C-Smile made the right or wrong build. It's the right build for this game, but it shows the impact of the Skywrath, right? Sometimes the impact is invisible, Winter. It's not only what we can see.
Yeah, a lot of things in Dota, they are there, but you don't. It's not obvious, but they are there.
Yep.
It's happening.
Yeah.
A lot of the mind games as well. Like sometimes you feel the pressure, like why players are making this kind of move, so and so. Gojira? Is he gonna die this time?
I don't know. Actually, he's getting out. But the TP, they actually cancel Stinger's TP. They're gonna try to kill off Gardic. The healing is high enough though. And C-Smile regrets staying here with Stinger. Didn't have time to use the Yules. He is gonna be finished off, so it was better if they caught Gojira, because they lost their mid instead.
Yeah, this Clockwork on position 5 is definitely having a hell of a game so far, setting up his team for a lot of kills already, and he's pretty rich, you know, for a position 5 at this point of the game as a hood. He's actually almost as rich as his Skywrath. You know the Clockwork's having a good game as position 5 when you see face boots on him.
That's true. Usually you can't afford to upgrade boots at all.
Probably you might see Trankles most of the time.
yeah, Trankles, yeah, that's true. I'm a big fan though these days of the brown boot Clockwork that just goes for better items instead. I don't think the Trankles give you that much.
Me too. Yeah, I prefer that too. You kind of want to have I think drums is a nice choice. Or sometimes if you're feeling rich, go for axe right away. Or the shard. Yeah, you get shard first, then you get axe. The shard is just something that I think it's a must-have on Clockwork.
Really? You think it's above? You think shard is more worth it than say getting a 4-staff these days?
Shard is a selfish item.
Okay.
When you're having a good game, you think about yourself, not your team.
Yeah, no, I agree that the jetpack seems really strong on Clockwork. Though sometimes you just don't have enough mana for the fights, honestly. Like, he really struggles with that issue.
The vision is like sometimes what wins you the team fight. And you see somebody in a dangerous position, you catch him, you kill him, then the fight's over.
As we'll see, Void Spray that's been caught silenced, but they don't want to commit to it. They're just going for the tower instead. I mean, the TB has Scotty now, and also Crystallize. Surely the Sven can no longer match up to him, but Hector keeps on farming. there a moment where Sven could change this around?
Yeah, I don't
Come
think
from
he has
Lincolns.
I don't think he has a choice though because of how badly the early game went.
Okay, next time
well,
they do kill the counter
okay.
in time. Mystic Flare is split among two. Hector can BKB TP, and I think he's gonna. Ojira will just have to TP, and he will also succeed. Well done.
Well, Elmisho definitely playing with a lot of style points this game. He's just baiting the stun and then he dodges it. Very, very nice. And a BKB, is that the first charge of BKB for position 5? That does not feel very good. Oh no, that's the second charge.
No, I had a second charge, yeah. The earlier one was when he had to avoid the hook shot, remember?
Oh yeah, that was the first one. So far
That
the
was
first
worse.
yeah, that was worse. The first two activations of BKB in this kind of game, Sven against Terrorblade, that's not the kind of BKB you want to be using. You want to be using the BKB to win the fights, get important objectives.
But they aren't able to do that because there's no place to make. I hear a BKB, by the way. Where was the BKB?
Not from Sven, for sure.
Not for Sven, because he doesn't have it. You're right. Never mind. Now, Hector, he's been silenced. Why is he fighting without it? Why is he fighting on a BKB or without God's strength?
He's
We'll
definitely
never
tilted.
know.
He's definitely tilted.
Okay.
Because normally when I look at Beastcoast, right, I always praise him for the farm allocation, how they're using the map, who's playing in what part of the map. And this game, they don't have it. Like the Sven was caught multiple times in the wrong locations. They're feeding kills where they shouldn't be. Yeah, they definitely look very lost and disorientated this game. Not the usual Beastcoast.
Oh, I'd agree. Oh, BKB was on Snapfire. Thank you. She was the one that did the BKB charge. I knew I heard it. That wasn't crazy. Thunder from Yuma. He keeps himself healthy, but he's like, well, I don't have BKB, I don't have Metamorphosis. And Yuma's learning from Hector's mistakes and saying not to go and throw himself at the tower.
Yeah, where does he have to? He has the better protocol matchup. Time is on his side.
Yep.
Chill, get more items. You're just increasing your probability of winning with and lowering the chance of any mistake happening. It's the right thing to do.
Yuma's always been pretty on point with that in general, especially after the tiebreakers. He had a little bit of a heart-to-heart when he talked about this in the interview, and essentially he said that if you remember the Beastcoast Hokori tiebreakers, they got like mega. I don't know if tilted is the right word. They just got really stressed out and desperate in the second game, and they threw essentially the lead completely. And ever since, Yuma's been working a lot on that kind of consistency.
They always say Dota is a mind game, you know.
Yeah,
It's very, very true. And sometimes it's easy to say, you know, oh, just forget about what happened previously, don't let it get to you, but it's difficult, you know. Dota is an emotional game, a very emotional game. Things get to you.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think it makes sense. In the case of Yuma, for example, like he got this chance to go to a major when he was, what, like 18, 19, I think? Super young. He's just been playing competitive Dota for like 2 years, at least at this level. It's normal to get desperate or stressed out or whatever. And that process of stopping that, it either comes with a lot of experience, which a lot of young players don't have the time for, or just a really good mental operation. It's a tough one. Like,
It's part
what
of
did you feel?
It's part of growing.
What did
as
you
a player.
feel like you were a pro that would be unfazed by these things? Was there a moment in your career that you're like, all right, I feel like I'm calm here?
Probably not. I'm always nervous.
Okay, well, that makes sense.
I have to wait for my teammates to hold my hand. Relax. It's okay. It's okay. We can still do this.
That really happened to you? Was that what happened?
I usually have because when I was playing support, before that I was playing a core, and whenever I have a bad game, I would be very quiet, and my teammates would be upset. Because usually I speak a lot more, and they have to motivate me somehow. Come on, it's not the end of the world. You being behind doesn't mean we're gonna lose this game.
Wow.
I needed that.
Wow. Thank you for your honesty, Winter.
I'm always honest with you, you know. You always think I lie to you all the time when I tell you my stories.
No, that was a very like honest, in-depth personal look at yourself. That's why I don't know. As someone who knows you personally, I wasn't imagining that being you, to be honest, at all.
What?
Yeah, you're just a pessimist, not necessarily a
All
bearish
right,
person.
got
You're
it,
just
babe.
straight up pessimist. C-Smile is getting out alive, I think, for now. Oh no, I think he used himself to avoid a science there, but he got caught as a result from Analog, and that's gonna lead Stinger to his death as well. The Dawnbreaker just kind of celebrates with the Starbreaker here. But it seems like this Roche is going to be going the way of Hokori. Sven does have God Strength, does have the BKB, but there is no mobility for him just yet. And Yuma has a Scotty, so how are you going to get close to him? I don't know. Is there Axe on Snapfire? Nope. Gojira will try to create space, but he's got stunned. There we go. The BKB goes on the Scarlet Mage. It's deciding to go for the Tiny instead, who with the Crimson Guard will be able to survive a little bit longer. However, Gojira has his days counted. They finally come to an end. Hokori can finally deal with the Roche instead.
Yes, DD. Oh, but he doesn't have BKB. Shadowblade. Okay, he actually chose to go for Shadowblade instead of finishing his Lincolns.
That's his mobility item, I guess.
I still don't understand. Why not just buy a Blink? You can upgrade it to the Overwhelming Blink later anyway. It's not like a waste of gold. I mean, either way, like I feel like his job is just to blink behind the backline. You're not going to fight the TV. Let's get that straight, you know. You're not going to fight the TV. You're going to try to kill his friends faster than he can kill your friends. And that's how you're going to beat the TV later.
Yeah. That's why the PL is so effective, right? Because you just ignore him and then you just go through his friends.
And you burn his mana as well. So he can't use his spells. That's also the other reason. Yeah, but it's not when you're just playing. When you're playing this kind of carry to carry matchup where it's not favorable to you. You have to figure out how you can itemize so that you can kill his teammates faster, or try to win the game in a different situation, a different scenario.
Yeah, sure. Hector. So in this situation, that's why you think the Blink would have been good. But like, imagine the early game had gone their way for Beastcoast. Do you think that Blink would still be the item? Or would this choice to go for later Silver Edge or later Axe even be better? Because there's more stats, there's more utility to it.
I think even if you're winning, it's good, you know. The Blink will help you snowball even faster and get ahead more.
Yeah, that's fair.
I mean, I'm not a carry player. I'm just looking at the game at a very
it's
objective point of view. Yeah.
Because I've talked to him about this, right? He doesn't believe that at all, and I'm surprised by like how there could be such a difference of opinions with these things, and it's not like Hector explains it to me in such detail, right? But his logic is what I told you, right? He just thinks it's more efficient to play this
comfort.
way.
Like a lot of players, they just revert back to the comfort. You know, they don't try to analyze and think about what's good for this game number one, what's good for game number two. We are playing against different kind of heroes. The core-to-core matchup is different. Some players, they just care about, oh, I feel good when I buy this item. I feel good. I play well when I feel good.
Yeah, Vitaly.
Thunder?
He will be dying here.
Oh, he doesn't want to save him.
However, Hector needs to get away. They're not going to save Gojira for now. Hookshot catches Hector. Gardic will be condemning Hector to a swift death. Great Cogs actually pushing him back. Hector's buyback, but no God Strength when he comes back. No BKB either. C-Smile forced to use the Yule Scepter. As he can also step to the high ground still, but the Yules is used immediately after the silence comes out. Nothing to save C-Smile. He does have buyback too, though. They might have to commit this because TB, he wants some towers. He still has Aegis anyway.
This Terrorblade is not a bro. He didn't save the Dawnbreaker. He has Aegis and BKB. He doesn't want to sunder the DB. Anyway, but they still want to fight.
Carry.
What? Yeah.
You're the carry, man. You're the priority.
What the heck?
Why save your teammates when you are gone?
The DB is gonna help you fight. Save your teammate.
Because she's another hero. Yeah, but you're you and she's her when you're more important. Look, now he has Sunder in 8 seconds as a result. If Sunder her, he wouldn't have it. Oh no, look, he's gonna die because they have Sunder. Oh my god, this TB should have played more selfishly.
I would never support you. I would never play support if you're the call.
Void Spirit has been caught. There's the Yule Scepter, and he gets saved. He's gonna be fine. Clockwork will not be needed for the Whisper kill. In fact, Hector might die as a result too. Yuma has added the Demon Zeal. I don't know after Hector. Hector's a little bit too tanky. Crimson Guard helping him out a fair amount. And Yuma will retreat this time. They won't be able to force dieback on Hector just yet. Analog still fighting within the trees.
Dawnbreaker's alive.
Now officially retreating, but perhaps as a bait. Like you said, Dawnbreaker is alive.
Yeah, but I thought they were still gonna choose to continue fighting because DB revived and he has ultimate. But alright, choosing the safer choice, no metamorphosis, back off, chill, wait for next cooldown, don't throw the game. Okay, I like that. Points for Yuma.
Points for Yuma. What about the rest of Hokori? Do they get points too?
Yeah, I consider that a carry decision to back off that because the carry is the strongest hero in this point of the game. And whenever you have a big lead and you still back off, usually it means the carry says, "Get back! I don't want to lose this game. Just get back. Wait for my metamorphosis. Let's take the fight later." Nobody else would make that kind of call. Okay, maybe the captain sometimes, but usually it counts on the carry because he feels like he's the one that's going to decide whether they're going to fight or back off.
You're completely right, Winter. That is, I'm pretty sure that's Yuma's play as well. Gardic did tell us that he only speaks in the first 10 minutes. Then the next 10 are usually Vitali, their offlaner, who decides the tempo of the game because that's how they play. And then afterwards, it's usually Yuma.
Yeah, that's normal because the carry has the most authority at this point of the game. Everyone else, they're just your pawns,
That's what I'm telling you. You're God, right? And I never play carry, mate. I play offlane. I sacrifice myself for the carry. I go, carry, what do you want me to jump? How high? I'll build AC for you if you don't want to build it. I don't care.
Just give me my MMR, right?
Exactly. That's all I want. Oh, see, Smile? He's been caught. The cogs are good. The cog pushback will kill him. As they got Viper as well. Now Dawnbreaker chasing after a potential Snapfire, but Snapfire too far away. Yuma decides to go for the closer objective, which are the racks. Ictor is here with the Silver Edge, with God Strength, with Haste. If there's a fight to take, it might just be this one. However, there is no voice bait. He walks in, nice little Stormhammer with Avalanche on top of that. Ector activates the BKB. They kill Yuma in time. Godlike streak given to Ector. Going for Vitali now. He avoids the stuns for now. Analog's been broken. They actually tear through Vitali with a cleave. Ector's still a bit too strong, but has no lifesteal. So as a result, isn't keeping himself healthy. The buybacks are here. Ector has no buyback for himself. Hokori knows this. And they're all just running towards the base. Catapulting themselves, throwing their bodies, hoping to take this tier 3 while Ector's still down. Hopefully taking the game. Yuma doesn't have meta for 90 seconds. It's gonna work out regardless because his pushing is pretty good. Demon Zeal will help this out. Enlog still trying to catch these stragglers. They find the two supports during chains. Is their goal to attack him? It seems like it is. They go for the Viper. Easier kill. Double Starbreaker. Gojira just dies as a collateral. GG, says
game.
Winter. Beastcoast.
What?
Did they call it? Yeah, they're not calling it yet though.
There's nothing they can do. Sven is dead for 80 seconds.
Look.
Yeah, Sven,
Smile.
go deal with that. Go deal with the TV, White Spirit, go.
Go, Voice Spirit. Okay, toss back Analog. No, it's on. Winter's right.
I mean, Gardic is for me definitely the MVP in this game. He played amazing with his clockwork. You don't see you don't see that much impact by a position 5, but when you're playing clockwork, you can have that kind of impact in the game as a position 5. So I feel like he definitely utilized his hero really well. He secured the lane for the Terrorblade, so Terrorblade had a good game as well. Like he did everything he's supposed to do. Okay, apart from that one time where his team was leading, they were taking the bottom tower, they were pushing, and he was so far away from his team, he tried to go on a solo warding mission. I think except for that, everything he did in this game, he did what he's supposed to do. He did it amazingly. For me, he's the deserving MVP this game.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Especially because you consider that, like, not necessarily Gardic, but the pick itself, right? Prevented the Sven from doing the dangerous farm, IBKB TP, and he opened up the map that way. And Clockwork prevented that completely. It made Ector's game much more difficult, like you said, had no place to farm. So the pick itself was already really good. Gardic's also the drafter, together with Flapjack, their coach. So kudos to them for that. I think just great plays by Hokori. We'll see what our panel has to say, though. And we'll see if they'll praise Hokori. Because one person in that panel did not believe in Hokori. So let's talk to him now. Buddy, you just can't win today, huh?
But I'm really happy that I'm wrong because I really like the guys at Hokori, so I'm happily wrong. And I think like it should be an even game, but Hokori they played better the game, so it feels good for Hokori. Like they were able to catch Ector farming jungle 2 or 3 times, also to punish his BKBs with the clockwork. Analog got a solo kill on Chris Luck on the mid lane, and he finished something like 12-0-20.
Yep.
So, and a god, just so great to see Hokori play on that level.
Kips?
Yeah, I just really want to add to that. Like at the start of the cast was kind of like, why is nobody talking about Analog? He's playing a perfect game so far. He's shutting down Chris Luck completely. Because one of the reasons that he needs to build that Jules is also because of the chains, right? The chains wreck Void Spirit. But as the game goes on, I realized they don't actually need Analog. Analog could have played anything this game with a little bit of evasion, and they would have still destroyed them. He only really came in clutch for that one fight against Hector, where they finally take down the TB, and then Analog is like, "Hey, what's up? I'm 12-0. I'm farm 2," and he just murders him. It was a spectacular game all around, and the pick that I thought that was going to determine the game, which was that Ember, was not even necessary. That is how hard they outplayed here.
Well, I think that paints the perfect story of this game. Hokori taking the first game of the series and potentially getting revenge for last season for not being able to go to the major. If they win this, they, much like literally everyone in SA at this point, will have the chance to go to the major. So, who knows? This season is super exciting. Hokori, let's see if they can take game number 2. For now, we'll take a small break and come back with the second game of the series between Hokori and Beastcoast. See you guys then.